Okay, so good morning, everybody, and welcome to the third of our culinary career sessions, all around pathways for getting into our wonderful culinary industry. Today, we are very lucky to be joined by quite a few of hospitality colleagues and providers who will be able to give you an insight around the different pathways that you can take into different organisations or through the education route as well. And I'm also joined by my colleagues Kira, Tom, Graham and Caitlin this morning as well. So welcome to everybody. We are very lucky that these sessions are sponsored by caterer.com. So for anybody who's not aware of who caterer.com is, they are the hospitality industry's hiring platform who match the right people to the right jobs. So if you are looking for any jobs, caterer.com have around, I think at the moment, 13.5 thousand listings. So there's lots of opportunities for you to be able to look at on there as well. They are focused on supporting both the hospitality employer and people to help make sure that they get the right matches and to create content and resources to help to support you into work as well. They've got a hub there, a job seekers resource hub that's also there to help to support you if you are looking for work too. So there's lots and lots of opportunities there as well. So we are very lucky to be sponsored by caterer.com. So before we start, I am just going to get everybody to introduce themselves who are on screen, just to tell us a little bit about who you are and the organisation you work for. And then I'll be going into a little bit more detail with each person to find out about the opportunities they have within their businesses. So I'm going to start just as people appear on my screen. It might be different to everybody else, but Stephanie and Charlie, are you from the same organisation? So if you just want to come on screen and let us know a little bit about you and the organisation you work for. Charlie, do you want to go first?
Hi everyone, my name is Charlie Radnall. I am the Early Careers Manager for Baxter Story, which is part of the wider WSH brand. Fairly new into the role, but working with Springboard on a number of initiatives, including this and any of the employability programs. We're really keen to work with Springboard and everybody who's passionate coming through any of the employability programs. My apologies, I've got some noise next to me. But Stephanie is the apprenticeship manager, so she knows far more than me about what you'd like to hear today. So that's why she's going to talk and not me.
Brilliant. Well, it's lovely to have you with us, Charlie. And Stephanie?
Thanks.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm Stephanie Cadogan. So I am WSH's Apprenticeships Manager. WSH stands for Westbury Street Holdings, and it's the umbrella company of many, many brands, of which the largest one is Baxter Story that Charlie works for. So I oversee all the apprenticeship activity within our business and also our graduate programme.
Fantastic. We'll hear from you in a little while then, Stephanie. Miranda?
Good morning. I'm Miranda Quantrill. I'm from Westminster Kingsway College, which is quite a renowned college in London and probably well known throughout the UK and overseas. I'm a curriculum manager for apprenticeships and full-time programmes for hospitality.
Fantastic. Great to have you, Miranda. Thank you. And we've got Claire and Lucy's just popped in. Good morning, Lucy.
Good morning.
It's great to have you. So we're just doing introductions this morning. So Claire and Lucy, do you want to introduce yourself? Should we start with you first, Claire?
Brill. So I am Claire Johnson. I am the Early Careers Manager at Sodexo. Sodexo is a huge company. We're absolutely massive. So you have probably been served by us somewhere at some point. But sometimes we're behind the scenes, so you don't see what we do. But my job is great. I look after, we look at apprenticeships, T-levels, graduates, work experience, and basically I have the best job in the world because I get to bring people like Lucy into our business. Lucy, do you want to introduce yourself?
Great introduction, yeah.
I'm Lucy Gilbert. I'm an apprentice chef. Obviously, I work with Sodexo. This lovely lady Claire, she was the one who brought me in and employed me through Springboard. Yeah.
Brilliant. We're going to hear a little bit more about your experiences as well. So we thought it'd be really good to have Lucy on, because Lucy has gone through one of our programmes and is just flying at the moment and doing really, really well. So she'll be able to give you some insights as somebody who is closer to your age and just coming out of school, to be able to find out more about those opportunities. And last but certainly by no means least, we've got Anna.
Morning everybody, I'm Anna Dunkley. I'm the talent programme manager for Hilton Hotels and Resorts. Work closely with Westminster Kingsway College with our chef apprentices. I've also worked with Sodexo in a previous life with their apprenticeships as well, so I think there's a lot of crossover in roles here. We do all hospitality apprenticeships, so if you can think of a department in a hotel, then we will deliver an apprenticeship for it. So everything from maintenance to general managers, there is an apprenticeship there for you in a hotel. So, but again, we'll talk about a bit more about it later.
That's fantastic. Thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. We know that hospitality is a busy industry. We know that we can get pulled left, right and centre. So just to be able to take this time today, I really do appreciate that. And on that note, we are going to start with Miranda, because Miranda, we're going to have a few insights from Miranda, but you do have to dash because you have another meeting almost straight away after this as well. This is just the nature of what we do, but it's fantastic because it keeps us on our toes and it's such a fast-paced industry, and no 2 days are the same. So Miranda, you work in a college, so tell me a little bit about the range of opportunities that are offered within a college environment. You can make it specific to Westminster Kingsway, or in general, because obviously we don't have everybody who's from the London area.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I can only speak for Westminster, and lots of colleges will give different opportunities along the way. We're very lucky because we're in London, and we have it's a very central location. So we have opportunities for apprenticeships, for full-time, for part-time courses. For 16 to 18-year-olds, we have full-time courses and for apprenticeships, but we also have from 14 years old, we have our Junior Chef Academy as well. Lots of other colleges will give the similar sort of courses and opportunities for young people. We will have people in on interviews, and we'll go through a good few hours talking to people, presenting and actually showcasing what we do as a college, and showing you what you can have on, when you come to a full-time or when you come on a part-time basis. It's quite exciting either way. I think for me personally, I've been at the college for 21 years and 22 in September, which is crazy because I didn't think I'd stay here that long. But I trained as a chef and I'm doing something that I really, really love still. And it's about sharing experiences. And I think at colleges, there's so much to share.
Fantastic. So what kind of experiences could a young person get? Would they have the opportunity to travel? Is it just apprenticeships, or are there other courses that they can perhaps do?
So there's different opportunities. So for an apprenticeship, you would be here on 1 day a week. However, you will get opportunities for, other things that are going on in college. So it could be volunteer work, it could be trips overseas, it could be trips in the UK. But these are added on. So for an apprenticeship, it's a little bit harder because you have everything jam-packed into 1 day and then you've got to work around it. So although it's like great to be earning some extra money, you still have to work hard at being at college and doing all of the paperwork. And I think that we need to put that across, that it's not just cooking, that there is a lot more elements to it, and the knowledge around actually being a chef, and also as well as being a chef, might be front of house, it might be other things that you're going to be doing at college. So apprenticeships are a little bit different. You're earning as you go and you come into college each week, but the same opportunities in college. So for instance, career festivals, we'll still have progressions. We have people coming into college, speakers, guest chefs, etc., which the part-time students can come into as well, and we cross over. We have a very good tutorial scheme that helps students be students and also give them life skills for growing up. The transition between, I think for the full-timers, the transition from school to coming into college is much more smoother, whereas you may, for an apprenticeship, you may not have had any experience of work, and this might be your first time at work, and I think that's quite hard for a young person. I mean, I know I've got twins of 17, and one 16-year-old leaving now as well, and standing on your feet a majority of the day is hard work for a teenager. So personally, I think the full-time route is a much smoother, much nicer. You're on a course with all similar age groups. You're building friendships, and you're seeing lots of other exciting things happening within college. So we do lots of overseas trips, and we do other trips like a day out, maybe it be foraging, you might be going doing wine tasting somewhere, or you might learn how to make coffee like in a barista style, and there's like little courses that you can come into, so extra courses that we do at college that are free that you can jump into. Might be a sushi, or it could be bread making to add on as well, but we do work around college and school sort of term times as well, whereas the apprenticeships tend to go all the way through. You do have some sort of time off, but it's still pretty much they're going through, and for the full-timers you're still getting a term time and more of a little bit of a break. Now, Westminster, we're working 4 to 5 days a week full-time, and we're able to do that because our students are getting work experience as well. We have 3 restaurants that the students work in, and it's a different sort of feel maybe than a smaller college. I'm really proud to say that we do not cancel any classes, and our staff is very consistent. So it's something that we're renowned for, and our students are renowned for being smart and skilled when they go into employment. And I think this is the key thing, is we are building courses around getting people into work, and getting people into work successfully and sustainably. So.
No, that's fantastic. And I know that you work with a huge amount of hospitality businesses, many of them that are on screen today as well. So, it's fantastic for all of those industry links. And thank you for that insight, because for a young person who's not sure what route they want to go down to, you've given us a real great insight into kind of what a college environment may look like. So just before I'll let you go, what piece of advice would you give to a young person that is thinking about coming into the industry?
I think that you need to, if you want to be a chef and you've thought about that for a long time, then go with your heart. I always wanted to be a chef, and I'm still really passionate about what I want to do, and the career that I've taken has led me through, but I've always cooked, and I love cooking, and so go with your heart. Don't go with what maybe other people pressurize you into wanting to do. You have to do what's best for you, but also I think that don't be too narrow-minded, because when you come to college there's lots of other opportunities. So even if you're coming into year 1 and you're doing a full-time course, you might decide to go into front of house and do food and beverages as your career path, or you might want to go into food styling, or lots of other, food development. There's so many career paths based on food and around food, whether it's front of house and back of house. So back of house is the chefs and the development side of things, and with food science as well, and the front of house is reception, it's waiting, it's wines, it's barista. There's so much. So I think that don't be too narrow-minded into what you think hospitality is. Research and then be open-minded to it all. It's all right having a passion, and I didn't want to do anything else but be a chef, but my career has progressed throughout, and I was with Sodexo for many years, and I was in clubs in London, gentlemen's clubs, that week is if you know what I mean, not clubs. I was clubbing though a lot when I was younger, but it's just about having fun and doing something that you love. So yeah, I would just come in with enthusiasm.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Miranda, and I really appreciate your time as well. And I'm sure that we'll catch up soon. And if anybody does have any questions about the college route, Miranda's kindly said that we can contact her after and she'll be able to get back to you on that as well, because we'll take questions and answers at the end. But thank you so much for your time, Miranda.
Just one more thing. We have got one interview date coming up. We may extend that, but if you are leaving school this year, we've got 2 more interview dates. One on the 24th, which is coming up soon, so you can get your applications in. We are still taking applicants for college. Okay.
Fantastic. That's
great.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Wow, I mean, so that was great finding out about the college route. But we are going to move over now. I think I'm going to come across to you, Stephanie, to talk a little bit about the opportunities that would be available within your organisation as well. So, you know, what is your job now in your role, and how could a young person fit into WSH?
Right, okay, so my job is overseeing the apprenticeship activity within WSH, and like I said, we've got many brands that sit in there. The biggest brand being Baxter Story, which focuses on feeding people within the workplace, and that can be anything from serving a barista delivered cup of coffee to butler service fine dining. And so within our business, we offer all sorts of apprenticeships, anything from your chef-based apprenticeships, level 2s, all the way through. And then, as Miranda was just saying, you've got the front of house activity as well. So that's supervisory, team leaders. And then, of course, there's the management apprenticeships that are available as well. So a big part of my job actually is our degree apprenticeship program. So that's aimed at individuals once they come out of school with their A levels or equivalent, so equivalent to 3 passes in an A level, they can actually come and study a business degree apprenticeship with us. So what happens is they join us, they go into one of our fabulous sites throughout England. That could potentially be PwC, for instance, in London, or Red Bull Racing in Milton Keynes, one of our amazing clients. And what happens is that they're basically trainee managers, and 20% of their working week, because they're an apprenticeship, 20% of their working week is given to that learning of the program. And the program runs for approximately 3.5 years. And, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer to do an apprenticeship, isn't it? Especially a degree, because there's no debt, there's no university fees, etc. You're earning what you're learning. And like I said, I think it's a no-brainer. So for me, a big part of my job is running our degree apprenticeship cohorts and our senior management activity. And when I say senior management, that isn't people that have been with us for a long time. It's about spotting future talent, bringing them in from college or school, and then nurturing them through a fantastic career with us. And that career can vary so much. For myself, I joined actually in an admin role. Having been a waitress when I was younger, I think the first dish I ever served was braised pig's trotters at age 16.
That's one to remember.
Very memorable. Braised pig's trotters. Then as I was older, I got behind the bar, thought, actually, I really like this. I like people. And then so I eventually came into hospitality, worked in admin, worked in sales, worked in operations, so headed up lots of locations, was the general manager at many of them, and then gradually came into learning and development team, and then now head up this whole piece around apprenticeships. And the reason I'm telling you that is it shows the diversity of career options there are for you. The only thing I've not done is chefing. I've made the odd yogurt pot and sandwich, but I'm a little bit slow with it. However, I think my passion, well, I know, is people. So customer service was always a big driver for me, and people development. I'm not sure if that's answered your question, Kerry, or not.
Do you know what? You've answered several questions that I was going to ask you, which is fantastic, Stephanie. So no, and it's really good to show that progression, because yeah, okay, you've not worked as a chef, but you're working with chefs and you're helping to develop chefs through the programs, but you've had a real wealth and understanding of the industry, which is really important. I think, you know, that was a career path I took, certainly, and now I'm here at Springboard giving back. So it's almost like coming full circle sometimes, which is fantastic. fantastic. And I was going to ask you about the benefits of an apprenticeship with WSH, but you pretty much covered that. And you can get paid to do a degree. Is that what you were actually trying to tell us? That's fantastic. How amazing.
It is a no-brainer. And you come and do this business degree, and every day you're doing something different, and you will be doing things like social media, finance, marketing, health and safety, food safety, sustainability, corporate social responsibility. These are all things that you touch on every day in your job, and then you focus on those modules as you go through your degree. And then, yes, at the end of it, you have a business management degree.
That's fantastic. That is so good. And what we'll do is we will pop some information around the websites and things that you can access if you're wanting to find out more information about this too. So you can also access that through Careers Scope, which I'll tell you a little bit about at the end of the session. So what advice would you give to a young person who is thinking, oh, maybe I do want to work for WSH? How could I get into that? And what advice would you give them?
Reach out to us. So probably best to go through our Backs to Story website, and there you've got careers available, but actually there's a contact us. If you just complete that, it will come through to me, and then I will personally reach out to that individual, have a chat with them, probably over Teams. That's what I like to do. Let them sort of ask me questions. I like to ask them questions. And then, you know, we can always arrange for someone just to go along to a location. I'll go with them, show them around, just give them a little bit of a flavour of what we can offer. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, is there?
No, absolutely not. So we will send out the links to the Backs to Story website as well, and we'll make sure that happens. Thank you so much. That was great insight there, Stephanie. Charlie, is there anything that you wanted to add on to there?
I think that was, yeah, I think that was a wonderful sort of overview of what we do. And I think that similarly, you know, there's just opportunities in all of WSH. We have worked with Springboard now. Well, I've worked with Springboard since we've started, and we have successfully taken students from Westminster. We've taken students from Springboard. We've got the length and breadth of the country that we can give you a flavour of what we do with different types of clients. And you know, if you're passionate about what you do in hospitality, then we would love to be able to help and show you what you can gain. And as Stephanie says, it's a complete no-brainer to come out with, you know, the degree with no debt at the end of it, or any type of apprenticeship that takes your fancy. The spectrum of what we offer is enormous. So yeah, reach out, as Stephanie said, and we'd love to be able to help you if that's what you're interested in.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Charlie, and thank you again, Stephanie. So Anna, I'm just going to move over to you if that's okay. So obviously we were talking to Stephanie and Charlie. We've got Clare and Lucy from a food service management company, but you're from a hotel. So tell us a little bit about you know, what your career path's been and how you got to where you were, and then how a young person can get into an apprenticeship within your business.
Oh, so my my career path has been very varied. My first full-time job at 16 was as a lifeguard at my local leisure centre, and from there I went on to be a duty manager, so basically in charge of the building when the manager or assistant manager weren't in, and that's when I did my first apprenticeship, although they weren't apprenticeships back in those days, a little while ago. So I did a level 3 leisure supervisor. From there I went into training and development, and I was looking after sort of career programs, so you could go and experience 4 weeks at a time with the business to see what you wanted to do, and the upshot of that was that you secured yourself a job where you could then do an apprenticeship. And I did another couple of apprenticeships myself. Then I did advice and I did guidance, and then from there I went to work with a training provider in hospitality. So that was really my first sort of experience of working in hospitality, apart from the odd bar shift here and there, sort of to support my education and things. So yeah, so that was it, and that's when I came across Sodexo. So I used to support assessors going into Sodexo, delivering apprenticeships for them across all areas of their business. And I did that for probably the best part of 20 years, and again did another apprenticeship myself, did a level 4 management. And then from there I went into HR. So I did HR for a couple of years, so human resources, very people focused, and that's how I ended up with Hilton. Did that all the way through the sort of the pandemic in the last couple of years, and because of my background in apprenticeships and in learning and development, I've ended up where I am now, looking after or managing the apprenticeship programme and the graduate programme across all the Hilton hotels in the UK and Ireland. So yeah, very varied, but very similar in some respects. So yeah, all my learning and development has been on hospitality, very people focused, and very sort of guest focused. So yeah, a fantastic industry to be in, so much to offer. Hilton, as you know, covers the whole world, so there's opportunities that you can move around and be part of a bigger team, and we are classed as one big team worldwide, so it's not just a UK and Ireland team, it is a worldwide team, and we get the opportunity to meet up with other people and do stuff with other people across the world as well.
Fantastic. So what kind of apprenticeships and benefits would young people get, coming into work for Hilton?
So our apprenticeships vary. So we do everything in hospitality. So front of house, back of house, kitchens, housekeeping, front office. And then we've got the maintenance department. We do apprenticeships through maintenance. And then we've got stuff like HR, learning and development, administration, ESG, so environmental, social, can't remember the last one, guidance, I think it is, isn't it? So we do apprenticeships in that, project associate. So it really does depend on what your career path is, and just because you go in one direction doesn't mean to say that you can't peel off and go somewhere else. So as you can see from my career path, everything has led on to my next thing, which has ended up where I am now. And then so we've got general managers that are looking to do level 7 apprenticeships. So we do everything from level 2 to level 7. Most of our apprenticeships are all done in the hotel, so there's no day release or sort of block releases to anywhere. With our Chef Academy, we do 4 enhancement training sessions where we go to Billingsgate Market, and we do one on fish and shellfish, obviously Billingsgate, and then for, surprise, Billingsgate again for meat and poultry, cakes and pastries, and then vegan and vegetarian. So this is just an enhancement on those on the chefing qualifications, to give you a bigger insight into how to prepare those things, which is maybe a little bit more than you would be offered in the kitchen. And we also do a day release for some of our apprentices through Westminster Kingsway College, where they go in with the students that they have there, and they do a day release with them. All our other ones, the maintenance ones, obviously not so interested in, but again, there's enhancement days for that as well, where you do specialist skills. But otherwise, it's all in-house and all in our kitchens. There is the opportunity to sort of go and experience other kitchens, because as you can imagine, the size of a hotel will depend on the size of the kitchen that they have and what they have to offer. So we have some hotels that have 4 or 5 kitchens, from everything from a pastry kitchen to a banqueting kitchen to the general restaurant kitchen, and then other ones which is just one kitchen, which is an all-for-one type of thing. We have doing apprentice manager programme, which is a level 3 and a level 4 apprenticeship. And again, these guys have the opportunity to go and experience stuff in other hotels and to support other hotels with events. So I've got 2 of my apprentice managers are actually going to help out at Hilton Silverstone first weekend in July at British Grand Prix. So they'll go in and sort of be part of that team to experience that and host that with the hotel team there. So there's lots of great opportunities to go and experience within Hilton, because it's such a vast business that there's the opportunity to move around.
No, that's fantastic. And do they get paid?
Of course. We pay our team member rate, which is the national living wage rate. So I think it's £11 outside of London, £12 inside London. So all our apprentices get the same pay rate as all our team members, and they get exactly the same benefits. So discounts on room bookings, food on duty, F&B discount when they're staying in a hotel, Market Street, so discounts on products and services through Perks at Work, opportunity to buy into dental schemes and optician schemes and all sorts of things. So yeah, so anything that a team member get, an apprentice would get exactly the same.
That is fantastic. So what advice would you give to a young person who is thinking about taking an apprenticeship with Hilton, and how would they find out more information?
So to find out more information, you go to our website, which I will send the details to Kerry so that she can share with you, or contact me directly, or contact the hotel. If you have a specific hotel that you would like to work in, then it's always good to contact the hotel and see what they have on offer. Working in an apprenticeship, I would say it's a great way to get into the business. There is so much to learn, and you get such a grounding of the hospitality industry, whether you're in the kitchen, whether you're in the bar, whether you're in front office. There is always the opportunity to move. If you feel that you've done your 3 or 4 years in the kitchen and actually would like to come out, then there's an opportunity for you to go and move within that. There's the opportunity to move around the world as well. We've got general managers that started as an apprentice chef, and they're now general managers of some of the big London hotels. So that there is always that progression. If you've got the will and the determination and the interest and the passion and the people focus and the guest focus, there is always another opportunity around the corner if you get those opportunities rolling. But it takes a lot of hard work. So don't be fooled. Hospitality is a hard industry, but the rewards that you get from it are just fantastic.
Absolutely. Anna, thank you so much for your insight.
You're
That
welcome.
was wonderful, and thank you for your time. So last but certainly by no means least, we're going to move over to Sodexo, and we've got the lovely Claire and Lucy joining us today. So we're doing a bit of a tag team today, but just because we thought it'd be really good for me to hear from an apprenticeship who's actually a living, breathing apprenticeship sat right there at the moment, to tell you a little bit about her opportunities. But Claire, I think I'm just going to start with you, just to give a little bit of an oversight around the Sodexo apprenticeships and how you got into your position as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I, like Anna, didn't start off in L&D or apprenticeships. I've done a bit of everything. I've worked in a theatre, I've worked in a holiday camp. So I've got to know that because I've done that, I can do anything, is sort of how I look at things. But within Sodexo, we have to focus on our young people, because they are going to be the future, and that's why we're bringing in people like Lucy to be the future leaders of the business. Apprenticeships are huge for us, so we've got over 70 different types of apprenticeships in the business, and again, that's ranging from levels 2 to level 7. We do that for people who are joining our business and also people who currently work for us. So I'm doing my degree at the minute through an apprenticeship, and it is the best thing I've ever done. It's really helped me in my role, and also I don't have to pay for it. So that's what makes it extra special. But we look at other things like T levels, work experience, and for us, we just try and make sure that the programs that we run are going to give the learners the best experience possible. So when Lucy and her cohort joined the business, we made a conscious effort to make sure they were rotated round different sites that we had in London. So it means Lucy's got the experience of 4 different venues now rather than just one. All of the apprentices as well on this programme spend some time at Le Manoir, which is Raymond Blanc's restaurant, who you might have seen from TV. And what an amazing experience. So as much as we are in a very privileged position to be able to offer that, and we can't offer it for everyone, but it just makes sure that we can really pick those people who will be future leaders. In terms of how the apprenticeships work, much like Anna as well, most of the apprenticeships are delivered on site. So usually you don't have to travel to go and do that, unless it's something very specialist where you might need to go to university or college. And the main thing for us is we treat the apprentices as part of the team. So we love when they don't need our help with something, and when they're like, no, I've got this now. Lucy's like, hey, leave me alone, I know what I'm doing. And then we go, right, well, what's the next thing you can learn? Let's stretch it and challenge it. And we have a fantastic apprenticeship partner called HIT Training. And what's great about that is that all of the trainers are chefs or front of house managers, or they have experience in that field. I know we've spoken today about it can be a bit daunting going in for the first day of your apprenticeship if you've never worked before. but we all know what it's like to do your first day at work. So if you get an apprenticeship, don't panic. Everyone has thought about it. Everyone, no matter what age you are, you're nervous about your first day. But what you do know at Sodexo is that there will be someone there for you to look after you, to make sure you know where you're going, that you've got what you need. Because everyone starts somewhere. And we're very lucky that you might come in and do a year as a chef and think, do you know what? I actually loved speaking to customers. I'd rather do more of that. I'd like to manage a team rather than be a chef, or vice versa. And the good thing is you'll always have the opportunity to switch. Or we've got a finance director in the business who started as a chef. So that gives you an example of where you can sort of go off in your career and take a different road. But yeah, young people are all about what we do. We've got Explore at Sodexo, which is our early careers offer, and that will include T-levels, work experience, and to hear from our young people, because you absolutely don't want to hear about us. We're boring. You want to hear from people like Lucy and people who have just started with our company, who can tell you what it's actually like to work for us and what it's like to be an apprentice. So hopefully, Kerry, that's a roundup of
that's
Sodexo.
brilliant. That's fantastic, and I think it's a good introduction to Liz, can't speak today, to Lucy. And you know, Claire, you're not boring, certainly by no means least, but it is always good to hear from the horse's mouth. So Lucy, you joined Sodexo through a different program, not Future Chef, but through our summer school program that ran last year in London. So it's our first year, very successful program. And we are still running, we're running we're running 3 programs this year, one in Wales, one in London, and one in Manchester as well, on the back of that success. And that's where you met Claire. So tell us a little bit about how Springboard have supported you getting into that role, but more importantly to that, what you are doing at the moment, and how, and I know that I can say this, how much you love your apprenticeship, because we've spoken to you about that before.
So during the 2 weeks that I did, so I went on a summer school course for 2 weeks, and we had multiple learning opportunities. We had confidence building exercises, how to properly write a CV, money management. We had our mock interviews. We had days out where we would go. We went to hotels. We had tours. It was just such an amazing experience. For my mock interview, again, it was Claire who actually ran my mock interview, and honestly, I was nervous. I was very nervous, but it's because I have that passion and that I want. So, you know, I showed Claire that, and here I am today. Going into Sodexo, it was crazy. You know, we get to go and work at all these different locations. I get to meet new people. I get to go and work on events. I get so many different learning days, even with our training, HIT training. Like, they are so lovely. We get to go to St. Luke's Community Centre, and we have a whole day where we get to cook, we get to learn, we get to taste, we get all this knowledge, and it's just like it builds you up, and it shows when you're actually plating up your food and cooking your food, and you can actually say, oh, I'm proud of what I've produced. And it's that sense of achievement that it just, you know, it gets you rooting for what you do, and it gets you fired up for the next day. And no 2 days are the same in hospitality. No 2 days are the same. Again, I have only, it's coming up to a year now since I've been in my apprenticeship, and yeah, I can say from when I left school to now, I'm a whole different person, and I've grown and I've matured, and I've got so many lovely people around me constantly supporting me and rooting for me, and it pushes you to want to do more for yourself.
That's amazing. And Lucy, how old were you when you started your apprenticeship?
I was 16.
16, just out of school. So gosh, that must have been quite daunting. How did you get over the nerves? Because, you know, Claire had said quite rightly, we all feel nervous about our first day of work or our first day on work experience. How did you handle those nerves?
For me, it was just breathe, remember why you're there, remember your passion, remember where you want to be, remember what path this can take you down, this can lead you to so many different opportunities. And I've been in so many different opportunities, and I've had so many different opportunities. So again, I think it's definitely that drive and that passion that you have, and you need to really run with it. You need to go with it. You need to just breathe and remember why you're there. And you know, it will be daunting at first, but give it an hour or two, say your hellos, and you'll be fine. Be confident.
No, that's fantastic. And I know we watched your confidence grow from the first time that you came on to the first session right through to where you are now, which is fantastic. You know, you've featured in Apprenticeship Week, you know, we've seen your name all over social media and things. How do you feel about that, being a mini celebrity for Sodexo?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's honestly, it's so thrilling to go onto the Sodexo website and see like my face, and I'm just sitting there having fun, and it takes me back to the moment. And again, it takes me back to that moment where I can then look back and say, oh, I've grown so much from then. So I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it.
What does the future look like for Lucy then?
The future. Let's see. The future for me, definitely, I'm going to get to the end of my apprenticeship. I want to get my qualifications, and then hopefully, I want to stay at one of the locations I'm currently working at, the Wallace Collection in London on Bond Street.
Wow.
Yeah, I am. Even now, currently, I'm running my own section. I run the whole cafe by myself. I'm also like, I'm very in with the meetings with the sous chef and the head chef and the general manager. You know, even in the morning, making sure I have the numbers, making sure all the prep is done, making sure I've got that communication with the staff around me. And I think that's why, like, they consider me quite an intricate part of the team, and I like to consider myself as quite an intricate part.
No, that's
So
amazing.
So definitely,
Lucy will definitely be one of our exec chefs, head chefs in the future.
100%.
We wanted to keep Lucy on from the first day. I think her manager went straight away. We want to keep her. So, and just remember as well, as much as you're there, remember someone is behind you. We believe in you. So that makes everything you do. Just know there's someone rooting for you.
Of course, there's always someone there.
We're very proud of you, Lucy. We really are. You're doing amazing. And thank you for those words of wisdom, because as Claire said, we can sit here and we can talk about the apprenticeships, but just to hear from a young person undertaking an apprenticeship, no matter what business they're in, whether it's a hotel, a restaurant, you know, a food service management company, those words of wisdom have been fantastic. So thank you for your time today, Lucy. That's amazing. Claire, what if somebody wants to find out a little bit more about the apprenticeships, how can they do that?
So we have our apprenticeships on Career Scope, as you mentioned, Carrie, I'm sure you'll talk about, but we also have an early careers hub that we host on youth employment, which we'll send over to Carrie. And it's really just hearing from our people, seeing some videos. It'll have any of the upcoming apprenticeship opportunities on there. But it's very much written in your language, because lots of these big corporate companies can speak a completely different language. And when I first started reading it, I thought, I have no idea what they mean. So it's written in a way that everyone will understand. It's people who are your age who are doing things that you are completely capable of doing. So you get to hear from them. And then also obviously the Sodexo Careers website too. We've got our early careers inbox as well, so I'll pop that over to you, Carrie. My team man that. So if you've got a question, there's A, no silly question at all, and B, you will always get an answer. So if you've got a question, pop it over to our inbox, and we'll be able to help you out or point you in the right direction, or to an employer that would be a good fit for you.
Fantastic. And we certainly will send everybody that's spoken today their careers links directly to you over email as well. But if you are watching this as a recording and you do want to find out any more information about these organisations, then please do contact Springboard, and we'll be able to help to support you there. So thank you very much to all of our speakers today. It's been fantastic. And as Claire mentioned, you're doing some very nice lead-ins for me here today, Claire. We do have our Career Scope website. So Career Scope is the #1 stop shop for information on careers advice and guidance and opportunities within hospitality. So we have a teachers and careers advisors hub. We've got a school leavers hub that's packed full of information. We've got an apprenticeship hub as well. And we are going to be launching our brand new teacher and student profiling, where you'll be able to create your very own profile as a teacher and a careers advisor and as a student. So for the teachers and careers advisors, you'll be able to download resources, you'll be able to access our hubs. You can also link your students to your profile as well. And for students, you can actually create your own profile that will grow with you as your career grows. So you'll be able to be pinpointed at the local colleges within your area. So it's all postcoded for you. It will let you know of events and opportunities, so such as summer school when they're taking part, which are usually around July. You'll be notified of that as well. So there's huge amounts that you can access. We will have a chat function, we'll have an email function. We'll also have a function on there to help to support you with CV building, mock interviews, etc. And that's where you can also, as teachers and careers advisors, access our ambassadors as well that can go out and help to support you within the schools with demonstrations, with career talks, with mock interviews. So there's lots and lots of opportunities through our career scope profiling as well, which we will send you the link through on the follow-up email that we'll send as well. But anybody who is watching this as a recording, please do contact us for that email, for the web address as well. So are there any questions from the schools that we have on today? Just give it a few minutes for in the chat, or if you want to come off mic and you can ask any questions. Or if you're thinking, I'm not sure I've got a question yet, but I might do later on, you can always email us too. You can email Caitlin. That means anybody typing. Not at the moment. So I just do want to say a huge thank you to Anna, to Lucy, to Stephanie, to Claire and to Charlie for your time today. It's been really, really insightful. I've certainly learned a little bit more. I think when there's nothing else I can learn about apprenticeships, I'll learn something new, which is absolutely fantastic. So I hope that you've all found this a really great insight into pathways. Oh, sorry. And also thank you to Miranda, who has had to go today, for her insight on colleges as well. So if there's anything at all that we can support with, please don't hesitate to drop Caitlin an email and we'll be able to get that information out to you as well. So if there's nothing else from anybody else, I shall let you get back to your busy days. And once again, a huge thank you to all of you for participating today, and to our sponsors caterer.com and for sponsoring our culinary career sessions. So thank you very much, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.